I believe when it's all meant to be, all roads lead to sweet destiny.
A season like no other deserves a championship like no other.
The most thrilling season in the history of women's collegiate gymnastics.
Star-studded, this performance comes down to a fraction of an inch to perfection.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
Trinity Thomas at 10 on floor.
Spectacular.
Shine on, cause we're made from the stars.
But this cast is familiar with pressure.
That was amazing.
Lights out under immense pressure.
Redemption.
Oh my gosh, they are throwing down the gauntlet.
Oh my goodness.
Woohoo!
Expectations.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
The Auburn Tigers rolling.
We're made from the stars. Got that magic.
A photo finish to win it all. To become champions.
Welcome inside Dickies Arena in Fort Worth, Texas for our live coverage of the 2022 Women's NCAA Gymnastics Championship. The top 8 teams in the country are here. They competed in 2 separate semifinal sessions on Thursday, with Oklahoma, Utah, Florida, and Auburn advancing to today's championship final. Hi everybody, I'm Bart Connor along with my fellow Olympic medalist Kathy Johnson-Clark. And Kathy, this has been a record-setting season in every way in NCAA gymnastics, and it all comes down to this.
Like the strongest blades of steel. These 4 teams have been through the fiercest fire of competition just to get here, and NCAA gymnastics has never been this good or this close. Many people's favorite, Florida, showed us stratospheric score potential at regionals. They are led by Trinity Thomas, who was on a mission since last postseason, and she accomplished it in spectacular fashion, winning the all-around and the floor exercise and uneven bars. And Sunisa Lee of Auburn has had the selfless goal all year long to use her glorious gymnastics to propel her Auburn team to this moment, and in the process, she won the national beam title.
Any one of the 4 teams competing today could win it all. There is Suni Lee getting ready to compete. For more on this team competition, let's go down to Sam Pescic.
Thanks, Bart. Yeah, Oklahoma and Utah are 2 teams that have had a lot of success, one more recent than the other, with Oklahoma winning the last 4 of 7 NCAA titles. Utah, on the other hand, has a rich history and an unforgettable legacy, but the last time they won a national championship was 1995. They have certainly become close in recent years, but they haven't finished on top, and they're hoping that changes today. But Bart, you know that past success doesn't really matter, because today it all comes down to who is the best right here, right now.
Exactly right, Sam. There is Tom Barton in his 7th season as the head coach at Utah. Now he is the singular head coach of one of the great programs in women's sports. Well, if you're only going to watch one gymnastics meet of the year, watch this one, folks. This is as good as it gets in college gymnastics. Inside Dickies Arena here in Fort Worth, quick reminder how the championship format works. 4 events will be going on simultaneously today. Each team puts up 6 gymnasts on each event, and just the best 5 scores on that event count towards the team total. There are 6 judges here today. High and low scores are dropped, and the 4 scores in the middle will be averaged. A reminder, you can watch every single routine streaming live on the ESPN app, and each event has its own stream with an announcer. Plus an all-around feed where you can watch all 4 events at once. It's also available in Spanish. And we got the best of the best here. We have John Roethlisberger covering floor, Olivia Karras on beam, Bridget Sloan on bars, and Ashley Miles-Greig covering vault. You're not going to want to miss that. Tune into the ESPN app. So here's the quad box. Up in your upper left is Florida. We'll start on vault. That's Megan Skaggs. In your upper right, it's Auburn on bars. That's Adeline Sabados. On your lower left, that is beam, number 1 team in the country. That's Utah, Amelie Morgan, the Olympian from Great Britain on. And on the floor in your bottom right is Oklahoma's Belle Johnson, who scored a 9-9 in the leadoff spot yesterday.
Megan Skaggs down the runway for a Yurchenko full. Beautiful start for Florida, and Florida must be better in these finals on this event than they were in the semifinals. Auburn finishing up on the bars with a nice double layout. Almost a stick on that landing, but not quite. Utah ranked #1 in the nation on balance beam. They must throw down the gauntlet right here.
It's interesting, the last several meets in this postseason, Utah has finished on beam in record-setting form to secure their spots into the next round of competition. Today they have to open up on beam. Could be an advantage for them if they hit here.
They need to have that same intensity and purpose, and so far that's a great start. Bell Johnson on floor exercise for Oklahoma. They're ranked 5th in the nation on this event. The emphasis on floor is sticking every single tumbling pass, not giving away 1/10 of a point, landing with the chest up high, and clean execution, high-level performance throughout.
Oklahoma has been the #1 seed in 6 of the last 7 seasons coming into the championship meet. Here is Savannah Shanehair getting ready to be the second vaulter for the Florida Gators.
And Bart, this is a critical vault. Savannah has the potential to throw this big 1.5 twist, but she hasn't been able to control the landing. This is an adrenaline event. You want to use that adrenaline, but you have to stay focused and calm for the landing.
3 times Florida has won this national title, the last in 2016.
10-0 start value here if she can hit and stick, just a little under-rotated, so she hopped back. That's a more sizable deduction than going forward with the step.
Sophia Groth on bars.
Emphasis here on these handstand positions. They must be started and completed in the vertical position. They look happy with that.
Sophia, a freshman at Auburn in this transformative season for the Auburn Tigers. They were 1-7 in the SEC last year, and now here they are contending for the national championship.
Sophia was a little bit beyond vertical after that full pirouette, but a nice job finding that landing.
Let's go down to Sam Pescic. This is Grace McCollum on the beam.
Yeah, yesterday the teams had a dark day, and Utah actually spent that time go-karting. They wanted to stay loose and have a little competition. The coaches raced. Head coach Tom Barden was winning the entire time, and assistant coach Carly Dockendorf pulled out the win. So they actually used that moment as a teachable lesson for today's competition, and that's to stay in the moment, keep your eye on the prize, focus on one thing at a time, and they're going to come out on top.
Except not to race through a beam routine. You cannot do that. You have to stay right in the moment, as Sam said. Focus on those strong mental cues.
Grace McCollum, a member of that silver medal winning team at the Tokyo Olympics, went straight from the Olympics to the Gymnastics Over America tour and then straight to school. So she has been non-stop busy doing gymnastics.
And figuring out college gymnastics, finding the perfect construction of this beam routine, because what's all important is a hit, and she has done it. Held on to the landing. Just a little quick salute to the judge.
Amelie Morgan led them off 9.8875. Expect a good score for Grace McCallum there in the 2nd spot. Moment ago, Leanne Wong on the vault for Florida after Savannah Shanehair at a 9.8.
Difficult vault, half on, front pike, half.
Nice.
Wow, what a vault. High level of difficulty. Executed technically so precise and almost a perfectly stuck landing.
How good is Florida? Well, they had 3 of the top 5 in the all-around in Thursday's semifinals. That's where those titles were awarded. Trinity Thomas, the all-around champion. Megan Skaggs was 3rd, and Leanne Wong with a 39.625 was 5th in the all-around. There's Jenny Rowland, head coach at Florida. She's in her 7th season. 3-time SEC Coach of the Year. They have dominated in the SEC for several years. They haven't gotten it across the goal line in terms of winning a national championship. This year they are stacked. They have 8 seniors and graduate students together, seniority, experience, talent. They have what it would take.
Absolutely.
Nia Reed is up on vault now.
And she is capable of huge amplitude on this 1.5 twist. She did not perform the vault the way she would have liked during the semifinals, so I know she is focused on her strong cues to really, first and foremost, attack the vault for a big vault first, then think landing.
Nia Reed had a 9.775 in that semifinal. They had 3 scores in the 9.9 range and 3 scores in the 9.7 range, so this is a critical event for the Gators in this opening rotation. On beam on the right of your screen, Abby Paulson coming after Grace McCallum at a 9.875. Utah strong there so far.
Huge moment here for Nia Reed. Under-rotated, had to scuttle back a rather large step, so that will not be the vault she hoped to hit here. Abby Paulson has had quite the season, especially on being her strongest event, but she struggled early on, but has found the key to her success and confidence by singing Taylor Swift in her head.
This is Danae Fletcher on floor for the Sooners after Belle Johnson and Carly Woodard got 9.85s each.
Look at the amplitude on that tumbling pass, whip to double tuck. The judges look for the level of difficulty in the tumbling passes. Do a combination pass like that right there, front layout to a front full.
Danae Fletcher, a freshman. AJ Kindler, not only the head coach there, but the choreographer for these routines, and very proud of the variety of choreographic.
And the leaps and jumps are critical. They have to show amplitude, complete rotation in the air, and full split. This pass is a 2.5 twist, a blind landing, facing outward away from where she tumbled, and she just nailed it. Showed excellent control on a very difficult final pass.
Trinity on vault for Florida.
She has been perfect on this
Again!
vault, and
Oh
there it is.
Kathy, we said at the top of the show, it's like she's been on a mission this year. Last year she was injured in a postseason, unable to do her best. This year, it's been almost unconscious.
It is unreal, uncanny. Look at the height off the table. So not only did she stick the landing, she's 5 feet above the table. Look at the distance, 8 feet, and no movement. Perfection on that landing.
They needed a good score there. Nia Reed only a 9.7. The high score for Florida on vault so far is Leanne Wong's 9.9125. It seems like every time Trinity Thomas steps up to compete, something special is going to happen. Moments ago for Auburn on the bars. Remember, 4 events are happening simultaneously. Tune into the ESPN app so you will not miss one routine.
And I'm going to say it here, amplitude with all capital letters on this routine. She goes big on that pack salto down to the low bar. And get ready for the height above the bar on her dismount. This is high flying madness. She finishes this skill. It's a full twisting double back above the level of the bar and just drills it.
That was like a dart going into a dartboard. Wow. All the scores for Auburn on bars are 9.8 plus, solid. Let's go down to Sam.
Blakely was the anchor on vault for Florida in the semifinals. She scored a 9.75, but today we're seeing Peyton Richards. She warmed up really well. She does your take a 1.5, and they wanted to go with the bigger, highest optimal potential scoring.
And that was pure joy. Yes, she hopped back just a little bit, but look at the excitement there, coming up with the vault she needed in that moment.
And she's coming after Trinity Thomas scored a 9.9875. Wow. Remember, to get a 10 here with 6 judges, when you throw out the high and low score, you have to get 5 of those 6 judges who believe you're worth a 10. And of course, knowing Sunisa Lee knows something about that.
Yes, it's her middle name, 10. She can perform on bars to the utmost. Those connections, the way she does no extra skills in between those difficult elements, puts her in a stratosphere alone. Yes, they'll have to take a little deduction on that hop, but the rest of the routine was superb.
Before her, Darian Goborn, 9.9375. She continues to deliver here in the postseason. Kara Aker will be set to go now for Utah on beam. They are solid over there. Crystal Issa before her, a 9.8375. A high score for Utah so far, 9.9, but 4 superbly hit routines in this first rotation, and critical rotation.
Their final 2 beam performers are lights out special on this event. Kara Aker has performed internationally on the world stage and caught the attention of all beam lovers out there. She really performs balance beam. She doesn't just execute the difficult skills like this combination. Side aerial, layout, step out. Makes it look as easy as walking down the sidewalk.
For those who don't watch a lot of gymnastics, to give you an idea of the quality of what we're seeing here, she was a reserve athlete for the 2020 Olympic team twice at the World Championships. She was a finalist on beam. And this is just about as good as it gets, not only in the country, but in the world.
And it's not like difficulty isn't important in college gymnastics, but it is all about hitting your personal perfection and giving away, I say tenths of a point, I gotta say quarter tenths of a point. They're that.
She makes this landing. They'll have 5 great routines so far in the first rotation. Yes!
Spectacular beam routine, and I love that she closed those heels as she finished the end salute before looking to the judges.
What a start for the Utah Utes. They haven't won this championship since back in 1995. 10 times they've been national champions, 9 NCAA and 1 AIAW before that. Here's Jordan Bowers now on floor for the Oklahoma Sooners.
And this is music and choreography that just sucks the audience in. You can feel the intensity in the arena when she performs, and it's deliberate. High, pipe double back, just exquisitely performed.
She tied with Darian Goborn for 2nd place in the NCAA as an individual a couple of days ago. 9.9625 was her score. Danielle Sievers before her, 9.875. But the Sooners have not broken into the 9.9s on floor yet.
Front double
oh my
fall
goodness!
Away.
Whoa!
Oh, that is just adrenaline. So that's a huge deduction, a tenth of a point for going out of bounds, and also the deduction of the huge jump out of bounds.
Jordan Bowers, the freshman from Lincoln, Nebraska, Big 12 newcomer of the year, had a phenomenal freshman season. Unlucky there in that tumbling pass.
And it's really too bad, because that was a gorgeous pass. She was pushing it hard, aggressively trying to show that amplitude she's known for.
Quick time to remind folks that 6 athletes compete. You count just the best 5 scores. So Oklahoma could drop that low score if they need to. And on beam for Utah is Miley O'Keefe coming after Kara Aker notched their highest score, 9.95. They have 5 spectacular scores on beam in this first rotation.
And right off the mount into this routine, she shows why she is special on balance beam. The beautiful shapes she shows off. So artistic, and at the same time does supreme difficulty both in her dance, like this switch leap into a split leap, perfect execution of the full split that is a requirement. You must hit that 180 degrees. Requisite full turn. All gymnasts will perform some kind of full turn on one foot in the beam, on the beam. So she has demonstrated difficulty in both acrobatics and dance. Beautiful, precise footwork, Elegant to the very end, fight for the landing. They will take a teeny deduction for the adjustment and the lower chest to hold on to that landing.
Coming up after we're done, it's the NHL as the Minnesota Wild face the St. Louis Blues, 3 p.m. Eastern on ABC. What an opening rotation here. The final competitor for the Oklahoma Sooners is Reagan Smith. Now Jordan Bowers, after going out of bounds, scored only a 9.65. Remember, the Sooners have not broken through to the 9.9s yet on floor, one of their best events.
Oh,
and Reagan's out of bounds too.
Over the line.
Kathy, we talked at the top of the show. This will come down to literally half a tenth, quarter of a tenth, who knows how evenly matched these teams are. All of those little minor deductions. Unfortunate for the Sooners here in this first rotation.
And those were aggressive mistakes. Those are, in a coach's mind, the best mistakes to make, because you do not want to see your athletes get tight or hold back, but they are deductions. Extraordinary flexibility on that stratagem. Closes with a pike double back, so this is a 2 double back routine. She gets that 1/10 of a point bonus doing one at the end. So super fun, upbeat, high energy, but that step over the line by just her heel, it could be very costly in the end.
That'll wrap up the first of 4 rotations. Utah was lights out on beam. Miley O'Keefe with a 9.9 wrapped up that incredible rotation. Kara Aker with a 9.95, Kathy.
If you can predict anything, it is Utah on beam, and Kara Aker showed why she is just one of the best beam performers in the country.
Darian Goborn, 9.9375 for Auburn on bars.
Picked up right where she left off at semifinals, where she was through the roof, and I mean through the roof on that dismount, sky high. Trinity Thomas, as always, she's the one who strives for and can go after near perfection every time out, and it was as close as it gets to a 10.
Let's go down to Sam Pesek. She's with Utah's coach, Tom Farden.
Yeah, thanks, Bart. Tom, it's a tough event to start on. Your team is starting with a slight lead. What did you like about how your team handled pressure of starting on beam?
I like their rhythm, and we really like their confidence, and we thought they looked really good up on balance beam.
How do you keep the momentum for the next 3 events?
You know, the momentum now is we can kind of let it loose on the next 2. It's leg events, not quite the intricate, so it's nice rhythm. We can start off a little bit subdued, and then we can get it going, and then we can end it like that too. A little bit of a bell curve.
Thanks, Tom.
Thanks.
Awesome start for the Utah Utes. Carly Dockendorf, their head coach there for the beam work, has done a superb job with them. Oklahoma has won the last 4 of the last 7 championships under KJ Killer. When we get back, we'll talk about the challenges they face this year after a word from our ABC stations.
Our team needs to do to win it all is just focus on ourselves, focus on our best gymnastics, don't get distracted by the other teams, and just work together, keep that momentum building as our team goes through each event.
To win a national championship and helping that would mean a lot to me. We all work for this since the day that we got here, and all of us coming together on this day would mean the world.
This season we started off with a number 3 ranking. That really fueled our team. We worked really hard all season, and finally there toward the end we pushed to that number 1 ranking. That was a proud moment for our team. Certainly going into the finals tonight, steady Eddie, you know, starting off strong right from the get-go. I do feel like you have to have a strong mind in these situations, and we want to lay it all out on the line. I mean, you give it everything you got on that last day, and that's what we're going to do.
The Oklahoma Sooners are currently ranked in the top 5 on every event, including number 1 on bars. That first rotation floor exercise was their lowest floor score of the year with those 2 steps out of bounds. They're currently .325 out of first place. They'll need to be great on bars in the next rotation. Thursday's semifinal competition certainly was eventful for Florida. Halfway through their bars rotation, there was an equipment malfunction that caused a 14-minute delay. We'll hear from them about that when we come back.
There was a huge delay before my bar routine, but my teammates came over, gave me my sweatpants, and then I didn't know what was going on at first, and then they told us, and I was just like cracking jokes about it.
We were able to stay calm by laugh it off.
So thankful it was Trinity. Trin's able to just let it flow off, and all right, my turn, all right, let's go.
It was great that my head coach Jenny had that much confidence in me, because growing up, I didn't always have the most confidence in myself. So to be in college now and have that much support and that much faith in me from the outside is a blessing.
I am just so proud to be a Gator, and so we have nothing to lose. We've given this year our all, so winning a national championship would just be the cherry on top.
In order for the Gators to take the title, we have to be ourselves. It would be unbelievable, and at the same time, something that we strive for. We're going to know that we made the most of an amazing opportunity.
Another quick reminder just how good we're seeing gymnastics today. Trinity Thomas won bars, floor, and the all-around in Thursday's semifinals, where they determined the individual champions. Jaden Rucker from Utah won the vault, and Suni Lee won the beam. The best of the best in college gymnastics representing their teams today in the championship. Now, a reminder, you can watch every single routine streaming live on the ESPN app. Each event has its own stream with an announcer, plus an all-around feed where you can watch all 4 events at once. It's also available in Spanish. Buenos dias, amigos. On the vault in this rotation, it'll be Allie Stern in the upper left for the Oklahoma Sooners. On the bars, Florida is there with Sloan Blakely in the leadoff spot. On the beam down in your lower left, it's Olivia Hollingsworth. And on the floor for Utah, it's Abby Paulson leading them off on the lower right screen.
Great start for Oklahoma with Allie Stern. She was spectacular in semifinals, sticking that ball. Did not quite get the stick this time, but it was a good ball. Sloan Blakely on bars. This is critical. She had a mistake in the semifinals. She can improve here. So far, swinging smoothly and aggressively. Attack that final handstand. Hit the toe blind. Front giants into a tuck double front. Much, much better now. She is going to be thrilled. So lovely on this event, and Auburn has been tough as nails throughout this competition all the way through the semifinals. Little shy of that 180 on the second leap. That was just a slight little bit of nerves that creeped in. Nothing major. Nice job on that split jump. Much more impressive. Beautiful floaty pass for floor exercise. Strong routine by Abby Paulson.
Abby Paulson for Utah at the regional competition. She was dealing with a back spasm. They had to pull her out, and she is here scheduled to compete in 3 events. Moments ago for the Oklahoma Sooners. The Sooners have not broken into the 9-9s yet on any performance.
1.5 twist here.
Oh, there you go.
And that is what Oklahoma needs right there, and it can fuel the shift in momentum for them.
Quick correction, just before her, Allie Stern got a 9 on 9-9, and there's Maggie Nichols herself, an Oklahoma legend.
I think that just channeled Maggie Nichols on that landing, because no one was more uncanny with their sticks than Maggie.
Allie McCusker now, the former national team member, freshman at Florida, second up on bars for the Gators.
She can be truly special here. Gorgeous technique, form. Look at the perfectly straight legs. They are more than straight, if that's even a thing.
Sloan Blakely before her, 9-8-3-7-5.
Nice, stalled her into the tuck double back.
Oh no! Oh my goodness.
An absolutely spectacular routine going in. Could not find the strength in her legs to stay on her feet. Oh.
Back to the vault now for the Oklahoma Sooners. This is Jordan Bowers, freshman, coming after Kat Lavasser. 9.975. So after a lackluster performance on floor, the Sooners are hot here on vault.
After stepping out of bounds on floor, she wants this landing, and she attacked that landing. And just like you described it before, like a dart, she was trying to just nail it into the mat. Almost a little too aggressively, but it worked. Well done.
And there's Lou Ball, the husband of KJ Kindler, responsible for their good work on the vault. They didn't have quite consistent landings on vault in the semifinals, but so far 3 spectacular vaults, and the Sooners need it in this second rotation. Savannah Shane here will be next up for Florida. A reminder for those who don't see a lot of gymnastics on TV, 6 athletes compete. You count just the best 5 scores. So certainly it'll be a low score for Riley McCusker. It's a 9.4125. But that puts enormous pressure on the final 4 competitors. Sloan Blakely hit a good routine to start them off, but they need 4 hit routines today, right now.
And you could see her just breathe that pressure out of her body. She can be so good here. That is one of the highest single bar release moves, done technically so well. So far, she is attacking every element in this routine, every aspect of the gymnastics necessary. Watch this dismount. It's a double front half, and she finds it. That is clutch and exactly what Florida needed.
Gators getting back on track as she gets congratulations from Owen Field, their bar coach. Danielle Sievers coming after Jordan Bowers, got a 9.9375.
Yet another 10-0 start value here for Oklahoma. Brought that head forward just a little too much to get the stick on the landing, so the step will be a slight deduction.
No score below 9.9 for the Sooners on vault. They had no scores of 9.9 whatsoever on the first rotation on floor, but coming back strong in this second rotation on one of their better events. Ashley Priest-Johnson is giving a couple of notes to Cassie Stevens, who will be next up for Auburn on the beam. Ashley herself, the outstanding gymnast and now assistant coach. It's great to see so many of these gymnastic stars staying involved in the sport and coaching and passing on their legacies. Aria Brush, the second performer for Auburn, had a 9.7875 after Hollingsworth led them off with a 9.8375.
Cassie Stevens has been a staple in nearly every lineup throughout her career at Auburn. So important here.
Once again, 4 events happening simultaneously. Go to the ESPN app if you don't want to miss any of them. Olivia Troutman on vault for the Sooners. 9.85 was Sievers' score.
This is a tough as nails competitor on vault. You will not see anyone able to dial it in under pressure.
On the bars in your upper right, that is Megan Skaggs from Florida after a 9.925 from Savannah Shane here.
And Megan Skaggs had perhaps one of the most perfect all-around performances in the semifinals, finished 3rd, and she's showing off why. She is as clean and pristine in her form and technique as any gymnast in this country. High-flying double layout and a stick. Superb.
On floor for Utah in your bottom right, that is Jaden Rucker. They have a 9.9 from Paulson and a 9.8625 from Jaylene Gilstrap. Jaden Rucker won the vault title 2 days ago here in Fort Worth. She is the reigning NCAA vault champion, and she's spectacular here as well.
Finishing strong, front layout to front full. Well done. You can see in the background, that's Maya Hambrick, the assistant coach who does all the choreography. People may remember her as an LSU great gymnast.
Final vaulter for the Sooners. Danae Fletcher. Let's go down to Sam.
Danae Fletcher was actually slated to compete in semifinals, but got pulled last minute since they had some shaky landings. They wanted to play it safe with Audrey Davis's Yurchenko full, but they're pulling out the big guns today. She's going to Yurchenko 1.5.
Oh, yes.
And Sam, she pulled it off, just a little hop on the landing. You got to go big here.
Olivia Troutman before her in 9.9625, so the Sooners getting back on track on vault.
Lou Ball said he wanted them vaulting with a vengeance, and I think they've just done that.
Megan Skaggs for Florida, 9.9125, and that brings up Trinity Thomas. She scored 11 perfect 10s this year for the Gators.
These final three performers on bars can literally go lights out with their technique, their form, their flawless performance of very difficult skills. That Van Leeuwen up to the high bar. Check out this double layout. It literally floats through the air. And she has, I don't know what she's got in her feet. I have no idea, but she held on to that landing like nobody's business.
After that 14-minute wait yesterday because of the equipment malfunction, came up with a 9.975 to win the title on bars. She's just unflappable this year. Moments ago for Auburn on beam, Sophia Groth, who along with Suni Lee is one of those game-changing freshmen for the Auburn Tigers.
And as a freshman, she is ranked 7th in the country on this event.
Olympian Grace McCallum on floor now for Utah after Jaden Rucker had a 9.8875.
This first pass for Grace, full in. It's an E element. Most of your top gym programs are performing these very difficult E's. Full twisting double back, really well executed and controlled.
Skills are ranked from A, the easiest, to E, the most difficult, and that's how you earn bonus points to get to a perfect 10 start value here in collegiate gymnastics. Once again, the rules here different than international elite gymnastics. They still stay on the perfect 10 system, which is one of the compelling reasons why collegiate gymnastics is so wonderful.
One of my favorite parts of that floor routine, that Terjete stag drops to the floor to her knee. Grace does the required combination pass, and she chose front layout to a Rudy. Front 1.5 twist there. Clean as can be.
Moments ago on bars after Trinity Thomas notched a 9.975 again, their anchor competitor, Leanne Wong.
And this is the event that just keeps on giving for Florida. They are have an embarrassment of riches. Superb execution on the uneven bars. High level of difficulty. Leanne, wow, aggressive on that final handstand. Just a tiny little bit over with her feet. Double layout. Fights for that landing. Got a little bit of a micro hop there, but excellent routine.
On beam for Auburn, that's Gabby McLaughlin.
One of my favorite beam performers in the country. Everything is so polished, so complete. And the beautiful hyperextension of her leg just shows off the form that is required for flawless and no deduction.
Sophia Groth before her, a 9.8 after just a slight balance check. Auburn yet to break into the 9.9s on beam. They have McLaughlin and Suni Lee as their final two competitors.
Look at the posture she showcases. And the perfection in that first leap was just through the roof. Perfectly straight legs, pointed toes from the second they leave the beam until they land. just the dismount. This beam specialist is going to be thrilled. Gainer Pike off the end, and another hit for Auburn.
5 hit routines, and the young lady coming up at the end of their lineup will be the Olympic gold medalist in the all-around. This is Miley O'Keefe. Utah on floor. Have 2 9.9s and 2 very high 9.8 scores after that incredible start on beam. They're rolling here on floor exercise as well.
Nice execution and wonderful. She did not put that heel down. It would have gone over the line. Perfection on those leaps. Full amplitude, full extension. Double wolf turn. Oh. And fortunately, she put that hand down to catch her balance.
Oh my.
Oh, I hate to see such a beautiful routine marred. She got rattled after that double wolf turn. Unexpected mistake.
A junior from Las Vegas, not her normal self there on floor. She gets a couple of notes from Tom Barden. Here is Suni Lee, the reigning Olympic all-around gold medalist and the reigning NCAA champion on this event. This is just about as good as it gets, Kathy.
Now, and a reminder, all of these athletes come into this meet believing and embracing the notion that pressure is a privilege, but it is also very real. You have to learn how to manage the rising pressure of expectation, and no one feels it more than Suni Lee. Beautiful transition from the front aerial to the back handspring layout. I mean, she is serenely calm. Great amplitude on those leaps. She lifted the foot. Very slight balance correction there. This is the dismount combination, back handspring, swing through to full. Wow, that was great. It was not perfect, but it was really superb.
Hey, there's Matt James, former Bachelor lead and Dancing with the Stars contestants. You see his Auburn dad shirt.
And he's nervous like a dad here.
He, of course, knows Suni Lee from their time together on Dancing with the Stars, and great to have him in the house cheering on the Auburn Tigers today. Talk about the profile of collegiate gymnastics this year. It was already good, but when you start bringing in Olympic gold medalists, you start getting a whole lot more attention. It's just getting better and better, isn't it?
It has lifted all boats, as they say, because the attention to detail that I'm seeing in every single performance has been extraordinary, beautiful to see.
Many years ago, few international elite athletes wanted to compete in college, particularly because there was no opportunities to make money. Now with the NIL opportunities for collegiate athletes, they don't have to choose one or the other. And I know so many of these Olympic athletes, they cherish the idea that they can compete for a collegiate team in this kind of environment, Kathy. There's nothing quite like it.
No, and they're so grateful for it. And you see that in their performances.
Okay, there's a judges conference on floor. It appears that the judges might be out of range.
Well, here, this is a start value issue because there were mistakes in the double turn. Does she get credit for the full double turn? And then with a broken pass at the end.
Coming up, it's an NBA playoffs Game 1 triple header at 3:30 Eastern on ESPN. The Minnesota Timberwolves take on the Memphis Grizzlies. followed at 6 p.m. by Toronto Raptors and Philadelphia 76ers. At 8:30 p.m. on ABC, we'll cap the day with the Denver Nuggets and Golden State Warriors. A lot going on today in sports. This is Sydney Solosky. She'll be the anchor competitor on floor for Utah. They have two scores of 9-9, the others in the high 9-8 range. Those scores were Grace McCallum and Abby Paulson. Now Utah needs 9-8-2-5 on Solosky's routine to have the lead at the halfway point in this competition. Currently, Florida just slightly ahead of Oklahoma. Auburn trailing in third, but Utah has a chance to surge to the lead, and Solosky, 9-8-2-5 should not be too difficult for her.
No. Sydney Solosky has been money for Utah on this event. She has scored a 10 on her floor exercise routine.
So we have a little more clarity on the judges' conference. All 5 judges had different start values, and they have to agree on the start value, and then, of course, the execution deductions from there. So the start value is the issue, and apparently after that mistake on the Wolf term, there was a little bit of a...
Those are the most difficult routines to judge because of the unusual mistakes, too. They're unexpected, unanticipated, and they're complicated in the calculation of deductions and value.
Reminder once again, 4 events going simultaneously here at the championship. 6 athletes on each event for each team. You count just the top 5 scores. But one thing that's different at these championships than at the regular season and even conference championship, there are 6 judges. High and low scores are thrown out, and 4 scores in the middle are averaged.
And we need to emphasize, because it is a big deal that they get the score right, even though this is a score, they will likely drop. It's not guaranteed.
Miley O'Keefe's score is in, it's an 8-7. Sam, how does that affect the mindset of an athlete to have to be waiting for the performance?
Of course, she is going through her routine, her cues in her head, but there's only so many times you can do that. So she handled it well, trying to shake her arms out and stay loose.
And wait till you see how she performs this routine to the fullest. Opening with a double layout. Amplitude on the leaps as well. She would like perfect control on this landing. Front layout to front full. Well done.
Solosky is the graduate student from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. 4-time All-American.
Final pass, look for the second somersault to lift even higher than the first. This is a back 1.5. Into a front layout.
Nice.
You want nice height there and good control. Just saw Tom Farden's arms go flying up in the air. He was happy.
Okay, Sydney Solosky.
I love the piece there at the end. Handled the pressure.
Oh, the Utah fans travel en masse. They have such a tradition of supporting their teams. Oklahoma Sooners spectacular in that second rotation, working their way back into contention. Let's go to Sam, who's with KJ Kindler.
KJ, your team followed up a season low on floor with a season high on vault. How were they able to bounce back?
I didn't even know that was a season low. Why are you telling me that? Anyway, honestly, they're fighting back. You know, if you get them fired up, they fought back. I'm really proud of them.
I also want to tell you that it was the highest ever vault score in history at an NCAA championship for you guys. How do you do that again on bars?
Oh my gosh, well, we're just going to go over there and swing our bars and see what happens. But Lou's been working so hard on their vault landings. This event has gone just up all season. Super proud of that team.
Thanks, KJ.
Thank you.
take a look at some of the highlights from that spectacular rotation for the Sooners.
Oh, wow. On fire. Pat Lavasser with a beautiful 1.5 twist. And as I said, Lubo wanted them bolting with vengeance, and that's what they did. Olivia Trotman with just nerves of steel and competitive fire. Trinity Thomas is doing Trinity. This is what everybody expects time and time again. Near perfection, flawless in flight.
We have 2 members of the U.S. Olympic team competing here today, but there are actually 2 others here on Thursday competing as individuals. It's the first time all 4 gymnasts were together since returning from Tokyo last summer. We'll show you their reunion when we get back.
First time being together after the Olympics, honestly, I think it's pretty cool considering that we haven't seen each other and we just get to celebrate and cheer each other on throughout this competition.
I like seeing all of us have teams to rely on, and it looks like we're all having a lot of fun, so I love that.
Grace McCallum got a perfect 10, and it's a 10!
And Suni Lee just got her first 10.
That was fantastic. It was less than 24 hours of each other. Started with Grace and then you. And then me, and then Suni, and then Jake.
I think she's going to fit right into NCAA gymnastics.
At the Olympics, we definitely had to rely on the team. It kind of helped us grow as a person and an athlete while we're competing out there. So I think in college, when you really do have a team behind you, it means a lot more.
These 4 aren't the only Olympians we've seen compete in NCAA this season. There are actually 6 gymnasts from 5 countries outside the U.S. who competed in the Tokyo Olympics and are currently on college rosters, including Utah's Amelie Morgan from Great Britain. We'll hear from Auburn on their historic season and a teammate pep talk that made them believe the Tigers could win it all. After this message and a word from our ABC stations.
We have tried not to believe we were the underdogs. We've really tried to embrace a championship mindset.
The Auburn Tigers rolling today.
There was a team meeting halfway through the season. Darian stepped forward and turned around to the team and said, "We can't be afraid of winning."
I was like, guys, we can do this. We are here to win. We're good enough to go against any team, any night.
Auburn advanced to the championship on Saturday.
This is just the beginning, and there's just so much in store for us, and I think we're just going to take it to the top.
I believe our team has seen this coming for a while.
A reminder that you can watch every single routine streaming live on the ESPN app. Each event has its own stream with an announcer. Some great announcers, by the way. Plus an all-around feed where you can watch all 4 events at once, also available in Spanish. Set now for the 3rd of 4 rotations. I'm Bart Connor along with Kathy Johnson-Clark and Sam Pescick. Just past the halfway point in the 2022 NCAA Championship. In your upper left, on the vault for Utah is Miley O'Keefe. In your upper right, it'll be Danielle Sievers leading off Oklahoma on the bars. In your lower left, it's Florida on the beam, and that's Megan Skaggs. And in your lower right, it'll be Aria Brush leading off for Auburn on the floor.
And look at that with Miley O'Keefe opening with a stuck full twisting Yurchenko.
Go to Sam.
And she actually told me that she likes more pressure. So of course we saw a few mistakes on her on floor, but I knew she was gonna bounce back big on vault.
Megan Skaggs on balance beam. One of the best beam lead-off performers in the country, and I would even say in the history of NCAA gymnastics. She is as good as it gets. She could go anywhere in the lineup and get the score she deserves.
Interesting that she led off 3 of the 4 events for Florida and ended up 3rd in the all of Thursday's competition.
She has been near perfection on every single event. Poised. So in the moment. This has been just an extraordinary year for her. And she set out to enjoy gymnastics to the fullest and with it has come her best gymnastics of her entire career.
Danielle Sievers sticks her landing for the Sooners on the bars in that leadoff spot. Remember, the top 3 teams are just separated by .125. We expect this will come down to the final landing on the final routine today as to who takes home the 2022 championship.
Side aerial full for Megan Skaggs. Fantastic routine under enormous pressure.
Let's go to Sam.
Coach Jenny Rowland told us that Megan Skaggs is their secret weapon. She's in that leadoff spot, but she's there for a reason. She is always calm. She's been consistent all season long, and she really just brings a sense of confidence to the entire team, especially on an event like balance beam.
Couldn't agree more. Mariah Brush for Auburn. She hit a solid beam routine for them in last rotation. Little bit of a large step into the lunge, but a good hit routine for Auburn to build on.
Auburn was .35 behind the leaders after the second rotation. And they'll need to be solid here in the last couple of events to contend for that championship. Auburn's highest finish ever in NCAA championship competition was 6th. And already a minimum of 4th record-setting year. OU bars, look at that, lead-off spot, Danielle Sievers, 9.975, and this is the outstanding Kat Levasseur, Kathy.
They can put on a show. They're #1 for a reason. Huge difficulty, superb technique, hits those handstands. And Kat's legs are literally, they look like they're glued together.
Goodness.
Elegant presentation, beautiful swing, and a double layout.
And another landing.
Perfection there.
Wow. As Sloan Blakely mounts the beam for Florida after Megan Skaggs delivers her terrific leadoff routine of a 9.9 for the Gators.
Crucial #2 spot here on beam for Florida. Sloan Blakely. Very clean on that front aerial to back handspring. Nice elevation on those leaps. Very difficult switch, half split leap. So far, strong, confident, clean.
Got a 9.9 in the semifinals on Thursday.
And this is just as good. Slight little micro hop there. Very pleased with that one.
Moments ago, NCAA champion on the ball. Here's Jaden Rucker. Utah has not broken into the 9.9s yet here.
A giant 1.5 twist with a phenomenal
just like the landing the other day. Wow.
She put it on repeat there. Beautiful height and uncanny air awareness. Knew right where that floor was and how to absorb the landing.
Got a 9.9625 to win the individual championship 2 days ago here in Fort Worth on ball.
That is what dreams are made of right there.
Olivia Troutman coming after Kat Levasseur, 9.9375.
I love the way Oklahoma emphasized. She was a little bit close on that regrasp on the pack salto down to low.
Lexi Birch on vault now for Utah on your left side of the screen.
Good vault on the left. Here's the bar dismount. All important landing. Little hop there on that double layout, but the routine was so solid, so well performed.
Kathy, look how Oklahoma is pouring it on.
As they need to on this event.
No 9.9s on 4, and then 6 of the last 8 scores are 9.9 or better. Coming back with a vengeance. Alyssa Bauman will be next up for Florida on the beam. There are 2 scores there are Megan Skaggs, 9.9, Sloan Blakely, 9.8625.
I always refer to Alyssa as the ice queen on this event. She is so tough in competition.
Graduate student from the Dallas area. So many gymnasts competing here on different schools from Texas clubs.
And she came back for this extra year, for this moment right here. to do what she does best, perform on a beam to the fullest and fiercest. Side air as strong and aggressive, attacking that stick.
Olympian Grace McCallum on vault, coming after Jaden Rucker, 9.975.
Here's the dismount. It's a 1.5 twist. If she sticks this is fire and ice right there.
Huge contingent of Florida Gators fans. They have been so close to winning the national championship. They have a packed team this year. Will they have enough? Moments ago for the Sooners on bars after Olivia Troutman got their third score, 9-9 or better. Reagan Smith.
A big swinger. This single bar release called a ray. Way up above the bar, right into the pack salto.
Oh,
nice
man.
half pirouette on low bar.
Aggressive on those handstands. Oh no!
Ooh,
she saved it.
That is a correction. They will have to take a little deduction, but great save. Double layout. Just a scoot on the landing. Oh, that was an aggressive mistake.
Right.
So she was attacking all the way. Almost went over.
What a
Pulled
save.
it back with the core strength in her body.
Tammy Hall will be the anchor vaulter for Utah. One spectacular score, Jaden Rucker's 9.975. The other scores have been in the 9.8s and 1.97. They need a good vault right now here from Tammy Hall. Oh no! Oh.
And it just looked a little off all the way down the runway. I don't know how to explain it. It just didn't look like it had the energy necessary to complete the height and rotation.
The Florida on beam. This is Leanne Wong. Melissa Bauman before her 9.9125.
And Leanne can be poetry in motion, even when she is making those all-important slight balance corrections on the move.
On the bars for the Sooners on the left, that's Jordan Bowers.
And she is an aggressive bar swinger. You have got power on the left, beauty on the right here. Gorgeous on that leap and superb on that landing.
They needed it. Reagan Smith only a 9.825 after saving that handstand for the Sooners.
Leanne Wong is just literally floating over this ballast beam. But just as tough as she is pretty, wow, pulls it out, tries to hold on to that stick.
Talk about the quality of gymnastics. She is the 2021 World Championships all-around silver medalist. Now just a freshman for the Gators. Here's another freshman, Sophia Groth. High score so far for Auburn on floor is Cassie Stevens' 9.825.
Opens with an E skill, that's the highest level of difficulty, front double twist. Two saltos, makes up a combination pass back, 1.5 to front layout. Well executed.
Sophia Groth, a freshman from West Des Moines, Iowa. It's Audrey Davis on the bars for the Sooners in their anchor spot. Before her, Jordan Bowers in 9.95.
One of the best bar routines in the country. In all ways, level of difficulty, technique. Look at that half pirouette on low bar.
You're looking at a huge score for Oklahoma if she can put this landing down.
This is as good as it gets, folks. Double front half dismount. Let's see if she can get the stick. It is gorgeous.
Oh my goodness!
Nailed it.
Look at that face. That's what they needed. They will drop the score of a 9-8-2-5, and every score for the Sooners is 9-9 plus in that rotation. The #1 team in the country on the bars showed just why.
Just when you think there's no way she can do that routine better than she did it the last time out, she ups herself.
It's just amazing. We're hopping all over the floor from just one world-class routine to the next. And that brings up Trinity Thomas after Leanne Wong had a 9-8-3-7-5.
And I have to gasp here. I love that she connected that switch leap mount, huge mount, up to the beam, right into the split beam. Her acro series right here, unusual in that she only puts one hand on the beam and the back handspring. Right here, one arm back handspring, layout, step out. I mean, fiercely solid. I love the juxtaposition. She did a little adjustment there, but no problem whatsoever.
Coming into this rotation, Florida just one peg to the point behind Utah, who had the lead.
Side aerial full. Wow, what a rotation for Florida on beam. Outstanding.
And they'll have one final competitor. That will be Leah Clapper, who is world-class herself. Utah had only one score of 9-9 or better on vault, and that was Jaden Ruckers. So Utah's lead is in jeopardy. There is Jess Graba, the identical twin to head coach Jeff Graba. Jess is Sunisa Lee's club coach in Minnesota. Coached her to that Olympic all-around gold in Tokyo last summer.
Who, by the way, said he does not get nervous watching Suni. Do you believe that?
No.
Opens with the double layout here. Big pass, great control. The shapes that she hits on her leaps and on her dance poses. Watch this beautiful. Pass, back 1.5 front full. Perfectly stepped out of, showing the control necessary. And the gorgeous shapes, I just can't get over the poses, the shapes in the air, showing off flexibility and beautiful positions.
Trinity Thomas from Florida had a 9-9. Their anchor competitor, Leah Clapper.
Leah has scored a 10-0 on her beam routine. She has been so solid the past 2 years for Florida in this anchor position. Opens with the triple series here. That's 3 back-to-back skills. You get bonus, a lot of bonus for this. 2 layout step outs. If you can have a routine down to the science, it is Leah Clapper. Everything is so choreographed into the routine, the confident smiles, the breathing. Nice positions in her leap, showing off the split and necessary amplitude. Just the dismount. Side aerial to the full, and just an arm circle to hold on to that landing.
So the score came in for Suni Lee on floor. It's a 9-9-5. Their only score 9-9 or better. But look out, because here comes Darian Goborn. Let's go down to Sam.
This routine is so special to Darian. She said, whenever somebody asks me who I am, I just tell them to watch my floor routine. She said, yes, it's extra, but that's exactly how I like it, and it's extremely special to me.
Look at the extra height on her first tumbling pass, double back.
Tied with Jordan Bowers for second place in the national championships 2 days ago here. Trinity Thomas won the floor with a 10. She had a 9.9625, and it's always a treat.
Full to front layout, right into the pose. One tumbling pass away from another incredible routine and performance by Darian. That is a treat. It is a party. And walks it off, crown on head.
As she should. Darian Goborn.
So the judges are looking for these landings to be chest up high, no movement of that front foot if they step into a lunge, which is exactly what she does.
For information on all 90 NCAA championships, visit ncaa.com. Sam Pesek is with Florida's head coach, Jenny Rowland.
Thanks, Bart. Jenny, it's been a fight so far after 3 rotations. What do you think of the meet?
Amazing energy. All the teams are fighting and really taking it one step at a time. That's the Gators' goal. We're taking small bites, and we're going to cross that finish line here. We've got one more event to finish up.
You guys are finishing on one of your best events. What do they need to do on floor to get the job done?
Just be normal. Do what the Gators have been doing all year. Enjoy, present, have fun, be sharp. Let's go Gators.
Thanks, Jenny.
Thank you.
Take a look at some of the highlights for the Oklahoma Sooners on bars. They surged into the team lead after a lights-out bar performance, Kathy.
Highlights is an understatement. They were extraordinary on this event. The calm they kept, the precise gymnastics they showcased, and Audrey Davis stands head and shoulders above the rest.
Oklahoma was fourth after the first rotation. Now they're in first by 0.2 of a point. Utah is the only team in the country that's made it to every national championship, but they haven't won the title since 1995. When we get back, we'll hear from the team about their lasting legacy as they chase another championship.
50 years of Title IX. In his 40 years as head coach of Utah women's gymnastics, Greg Marsden became the winningest coach of all time. The Utes are the only team in NCAA history to appear in every national championship, a title that Marsden won 10 times. Beyond his personal success, Marsden helped to build women's collegiate gymnastics into what it is today, turning a quiet gymnastics meet into an experience for all fans. Marsden created an environment that fans wanted to be part of by using the venue's scoreboard, incorporating cheerleaders and pep bands, and doing promos and giveaways. Because of all this, Utah Gymnastics led attendance records for all women's collegiate sports for many years. Marsden's goal was to get fans interested so that the media would start covering his meets. He worked with media and the NCAA to make events more TV-friendly and is a big reason why women's collegiate gymnastics is on TV today.
And Greg Marsden's wife, Megan, is a Utah legend in her own right. She won 3 individual NCAA titles as a Ute and later coached alongside Greg and spent a total of 3 decades on the staff. Her successor, Tom Farden, is hoping to continue the winning tradition of Utah gymnastics.
One of my items on my bucket list is to win an NCAA title as a team. We've been close, and we've been in the hunt, and it's just a matter of time. I really believe that.
It would mean a lot to me to be a part of the first national champ since 1995. Just an amazing accomplishment to be with my team and bring out those seniors and super seniors who are leaving us this year in a great way.
Oh, wow! That was amazing. They are pouring it on.
It would be so cool to be a part of the team that wins the first national championship in a long time. I know how hard this team works in the gym and outside the gym, and so I know they'd be super grateful for it, and I know I'd be too.
And it'll all come down to the final rotation. That is next after this message and a word from our ABC stations. We got a great one here, folks. Don't go away.
Break me off, so come alive and step out the door. We got that magic, special sauce. Now shine on, cause we're made from the stars. We got that magic.
A reminder that you can watch every single routine streaming live on the ESPN app. Each event has its own stream with an announcer plus an all-around feed where you can watch all 4 events at once. And these are some of the best announcers in the business. I think they're having more fun up there than we are, Kathy. All right, the 4th and final rotation. On the vault in the upper left, that is Sophia Groth for Auburn. On the bars in the upper right, that's Amelie Morgan for Utah. On the beam in the lower left, that is Jenna Dunn from Oklahoma. And on the floor in the lower right, that is Florida's Megan Skaggs.
These lead-off routines so critical to set the pace. Megan Skaggs is absolutely gorgeous on this event.
For Oklahoma, started off this meet after the first rotation in 4th place. Now they're in the lead by 0.2 of a point after surging forward. 9 out of the last 12 scores, 9 or plus.
And Jenna, as solid as can be on that triple series, she has been so critical to the success of this team as a lead-off performer on being solid, calm, confident. Bart, you and I need a nickel for every time we have said it. Well, it all comes down to beam.
It does.
And so far, just that little scoot, very tiny hop on the landing. Great start for Oklahoma. This might as well be a stage, the way Megan performs this routine. Every detail just flawless in her execution and presentation. And folks, that's her final routine of her gymnastics career. So the emotion right there. Her heart is full.
Quick update on the meet summary to this point. After the first rotation, Utah had the lead. They held on by 0.1 of a point after the second rotation, but Oklahoma, with their second highest score in program history on the bars, surged into the lead by 0.2. Florida in second, Utah third, and Auburn in fourth. Just moments ago, Grace McCallum on bars after Amelie Morgan led off Utah with a solid 9-9.
This is an event we have seen Grace score a 10-0 because of her superb technique, her form. Look at the straight arms, straight legs. There is no muscle in her swing. Maybe a teensy bit short on that final handstand, but she finessed it and comes up with a fantastic landing, just a micro hop in place.
Dismounting the beam for Oklahoma, Olivia Troutman, who is known as their secret weapon. For 3 straight seasons, she has struggled with injuries and only came into the lineup at the midpoint or late in the season and has delivered every time.
She is as tough and competitive under pressure as any gymnast I've seen perform.
The right screen there, that is Alyssa Baumann from Florida after Megan Skaggs. Very solid 9.875 to lead off the Gators in this final rotation.
High front toss there on balance beam, and on your right, watch the amplitude with Alyssa Baumann's tumbling. Does her combination pass first, back 1.5 to front full. And look at that, a stuck landing for Oklahoma on beam.
What a competition. It's going to come down to every single landing.
Watch the attention to detail because they know how close it is. The precise footwork here on floor, perfect split. She needs the best landing of her life on this tumbling run. It's a double pike. Needs to keep the front foot down.
Oh
there
my.
it is.
Wow.
She understood the assignment, did it.
Oh my goodness.
Did it beautifully.
What a moment for
Wow.
the young lady who's a graduate student, took the extra year offered. She's from the Dallas area, and I'm sure a bittersweet moment as well, because that is likely her final competitor routine. The same for her and same for Megan Skaggs. A very senior team for Florida. Ariane Goborn now on ball for Auburn.
A big 1.5, couldn't quite get the stick.
They got a big score over there from Cassie Stevens before her at 9.375. Every team still has a chance as we come down to this final routines. Kat Lavasser coming after Olivia Troutman for Oklahoma had a 9.9. Jenna Dunn led them off with a 9.85.
And Kat Lavasser is an artist on this event. The pictures she paints with beautiful poses.
58% of the routines for the Oklahoma Sooners this year are coming from underclassmen. Big contrast to the seniority that Florida has. But their most experience is on beam.
And anyone who has worked balance beam and worked it under this pressure, they can tell when a gymnast is just ever so slightly off, but watch them pull it like magic back into position and attack the landing. That was extraordinary to see. Front aerial right into the beat jump. Gorgeous needle scale. Dismount combination, back handspring, swing through to a layout full, wow.
The sophomore from San Antonio delivers for the Sooners as we go to Leanne Wong.
Difficulty packed in this routine. Triple twist right here. It's as high and beautiful as it gets. Such control on one of the most difficult passes to control and to execute.
Score for her teammate just before her, Alyssa Baumann, 9.95.
Watch the lovely head movement. This is just an art that she has mastered. Back with a half front full.
Remember, Florida trailed Oklahoma into this final rotation by just 0.2 of a point. So this one is anyone's meet.
High double back here. Watch the landing.
Yes.
And it is perfect. Oh my gosh, wow.
Everywhere we turn, more and more world-class gymnastics. As we go back to the Sooners on beam, Kat Levasseur had a 9.9, and this is sublime Audrey Davis.
Absolutely, a lovely scale, a turning scale to open the routine. Acro series, back handspring, layout, step out.
From your left
Critical.
screen, Suni Lee on vault for Auburn. She's their last competitor of the day for the Auburn Tigers.
Difficult vault, half on front, layout half. Well done. And if there are any nerves, you do not see them on Oklahoma's face or in their work on this event. Very difficult ring jump. Taking those eyes off the beam, throwing the head back. Dismounts with a double twist and finds the landing. Holy cow.
Oh my goodness. You know, before the meet, KJ Kindler, she tries to find a motivational story to fire up her team. Today, they used the story of Secretariat. Of course, the Triple Crown winning horse who had the biggest heart of them all, and she said the team who's going to win today will be the team with the biggest heart. As we go back to Florida, Nia Reed for Florida and Crystal Issa for Utah on bars.
Nia Reed on floor has scored a 10 this year on this event. Nice fight on that landing on uneven bars. Front layout to Rudy here. Nice height on that Rudy. Nia has danced and tumbled her way to that highest mark in gymnastics, gets the double pipe, but steps forward into the lunge. It's a great routine. It'll be interesting to see what the judges do anytime you step forward out of a tumbling pass. That shows slight under rotation.
3 scores in a row for the Sooners on beam, 9.9 or better. Audrey Davis had a 9.9.375. This is Carly Woodard, also a graduate student. She scored a perfect 10 this year on beam in the regular season.
She has been such a rock on balance beam for Oklahoma, especially in these pressure situations. Side aerial to back handspring.
Oklahoma and Florida, really close competition between the two of them. Every tenth is going to matter coming down here to the final routines.
And I guarantee you, these beam performers can feel the energy from their teammates. There you can see them right in the bottom corner of this frame, and they are sending vibes like you can't believe. They practice these situations, these pressure situations in the gym so that they know what it feels like when pressure builds on each routine, and they are handling it like masters.
What a way to wrap up an incredible career for Carly Woodard. As we go to Trinity Thomas on floor, you see, Thursday she scored a perfect 10 with this very routine. And this thing is close because Nia Reed just before her, the third 9.9 plus score for Florida. She had a 9.9125. Wow.
Best double layout in the country, the highest.
Boy.
The most perfectly executed floating double layout.
Literally one of the best in the world. One more balance beam competitor for Oklahoma will be Reagan Smith. One final floor performer, Peyton Richards for Florida on floor.
And those leaps and jumps, you could walk underneath them. They are that high off the floor.
Remember last year she was injured, wasn't able to be at full strength in postseason. This year on a mission to try to bring Florida the title.
Back 1.5 front layout with a perfect stick.
Oh, wow.
Oh my word, what is the word?
The last time Florida won it was back in 2016. This is perhaps their deepest and most experienced team ever, led by that remarkable gymnast, Trinity Thomas. It's coming down to the wire as Jenny Rowland knows her team was superb today. Will it be enough? Can Oklahoma stay in the lead? 9-9-2-5 was the score for Carly Woodard. So 4 scores, 9-9 or better. Reagan Smith, who has had a couple of mistakes today. A misbalance on uneven bars and out of bounds on floor. They need a hit here.
If she can lock into the confidence we know she can muster, this can be a great routine.
And it's a unanimous 10 for Trinity Thomas. All 6 judges scoring her a 10 in this final rotation, while Reagan Smith tries to keep her concentration on the beam.
And so far, she is doing just that. These well-trained gymnasts, they train for these moments. They train. I love that combination.
Remember Oklahoma in 4th place after the first rotation, surging back.
Watch this dismount. It is so high. If she can stick.
Outstanding.
Oh, wow. Oh, my gosh.
Keep this score in mind. A 9-9-6-2-5 or better for Reagan Smith will clinch the championship for the Oklahoma Sooners. Can they win their 5th in 8 championship seasons? As Peyton Richards will be the final competitor of the day for the Florida Gators, coming after Trinity Thomas's superb perfect 10.
Beautiful double layout. The best I've seen her perform.
Remember, 6 athletes compete, you count the best 5. The low score for Florida is a 9.875. So anything better would improve Florida's score.
Back 1.5. Gorgeous front layout out of it. Wow, that was floaty and nice. That is her best routine ever. So no matter what the score is, what a feeling for these performers to do their best.
Peyton Richards, the junior from Mokina, Illinois, following up after that perfect 10 from Trinity Thomas in that final rotation. All year long, we anticipated it may come down to Oklahoma and Florida based on their rankings. In the regular season, Florida beat Oklahoma in a dual meet.
I mean, who isn't holding their breath in this arena?
Oklahoma has won it. Peyton Richard scores in as a 9-9. The Sooners were in fourth after the first rotation and surged back with a gutsy performance today to win their 5th championship in 8 seasons. Reagan Smith had the 9-9-6-2-5. That's exactly what the Sooners needed to clinch it. Oh my goodness.
Speechless. This is unreal. What an extraordinary competition. This is as close and as exciting and with the best gymnastics we have seen yet so far in the NCAA.
Florida had an undefeated season until now.
And they were great.
They were great. And the Sooners put themselves in a bit of a hole and came roaring back here in Fort Worth today. What a thriller. Heartbreak for Florida. There are 8 seniors and graduate students on this team. One of their best teams in history. But it wasn't enough today for the national championship. KJ Kindler gets her 5th title in the last 8 seasons. The Sooners are winning. We'll be back to wrap this one up. What a thrilling finish here in Fort Worth. Reagan Smith had a couple of hiccups on floor and bars and then roared back with clutch beam performance at the end to help the Sooners secure that championship. Sam is with the champions now.
Congrats, KJ, on another national title. Walk me through what you're thinking as you just found out you won your 5th national championship title.
I've been thinking the whole meet, I have never seen anything like this in my life from any team that we've had. They had to fight and claw themselves back into this meet. And I mean, I am so impressed with their mental stability and their strength. I just can't even tell you. I'm just so proud of them.
Reagan, talk about your emotions. You didn't have the perfect start to your day, but came back so strong on beam. How did you stay focused?
You know, I just kind of gave my all. Like, before I went, I was just like, I have nothing to lose. I just got to go up there and do me, and that's what I did. So I'm proud of myself and my whole team. I'm so excited.
The crowd went wild when you were on beam, but you held it together and had an amazing routine. What were you thinking?
I was like, nothing phases me. Like, I'm me, and no one else can be me. So, I just did it.
KJ, your last national title was in 2019. What makes this one special?
I mean, honestly, the way we just did it, I've never seen anything like it. It just felt like they were not going to give up. That is what I'm proud of.
Thanks, KJ. Congratulations.
What a thrilling night for the Sooners. Started off on floor, Jordan Bowers, the spectacular freshman, way out of bounds on the floor.
What could have been disastrous, they just turned it around because they learned if you dug yourself a hole, put the shovel down, stop digging, and climb.
And it was on bars. They were just lights out.
They were spectacular on bars. They are the epitome of a bar routine, and Audrey Davis just took it to the stratosphere. And Reagan, you cannot say it any better than she just did. She goes, nothing fazed me. I just have to be me, be Reagan. And that's what she did.
Now let's take a look at our Capital One Cup women's standings. Wisconsin the leader, followed by South Carolina, Louisville in third. Woo, this was a thriller here. Saturday afternoon in Fort Worth on ABC, and we had a spectacular competition. The Sooners had to come from behind to win this one. We'll be back to wrap it up from Fort Worth. Don't go away. Bart Connor along with Kathy Johnson-Clark and Sam Peshek, who is our floor reporter. What a thrilling day for the Oklahoma Sooners, and a big part of that was Jordan Bowers. She's with Sam.
Thanks, Bart. Jordan, you were an integral part of this win today. It's your first national championship. How does it feel?
It feels amazing. All of our hard work has paid off. This is what we have been working for since day one, since we got there, and it's all paid off, and it's an amazing feeling.
It was a team effort from start to finish. What makes you the most proud of this team?
What makes me most proud is we didn't start off the best like we really wanted to, but we fought back hard, and that means a lot more than starting off strong.
When you look back at your performance, you really had to lean on your teammates, but where did you see the shift in momentum throughout this meet?
I just had to change my mindset from floor to vault. I was done with floor. I could not think about that anymore and just go to vault and do my vault. And we had a group talk before, and we just needed to do our gymnastics, and that's all that matters, and leave it all on the floor, and that's exactly what we did.
What were you thinking right when you found out you won the title?
I mean, we did it. Everything's paid off, and we did it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
After a slow start on floor and on fire the last 3 rotations, 14 of 18 scores for the Sooners. We're 9-9 or better. Once again, congratulations to Oklahoma. A thrilling day here in Fort Worth. Your final thoughts, Kathy?
What can I say? How lucky are we to have a front seat to see this extraordinary competition? So they showed grit, grace, determination, nerves of steel, everything you want.
Remember, you can watch the award ceremony streaming on the ESPN. Once again, congratulations to Oklahoma. Coming up next, it's ABC Hockey Saturday as the Minnesota Wild take on the St. Louis Blues. For all of our crew, especially our producer, Kara Lagana, director Dan McVan, and coordinating producer, Maria Suarez, thanks so much for joining us. Along with Kathy Johnson-Clark and Sam Peshek and all of our announcers, so long from Fort Worth. What a thrilling way to cap off a record-setting season in NCAA gymnastics.
And now for the team trophy presentation, honoring our final 4 teams from this year's Women's Gymnastics Championship. Teams, when your score is announced, please make your way to the floor podium. Placing 4th with a score of 197.350. Let's hear it for the Auburn Tigers. Finishing in 3rd place with a score of 197.750, the Utah Utes. Finishing in 2nd place with a score of 198.0875, the Florida Gators. And presenting your 2022 NCAA Women's Gymnastics National Champions, with a final score of 198.200, the Oklahoma Sooners! How about another round of applause for this year's finalists, your 2022 national champions, the Oklahoma Sooners!